podcast as well.
Hey Nicole, how are you?
Hi, Francis. How are you?
I am good. I'm so glad to be able to sit here with you. How cool is that?
So cool. It's a long time coming.
I know. And I do want to work with you. So funny. We have mutual friends I met through you.
Exactly.
And I was just letting him know I can't wait to, do some work with you. So in the future.
I'm here.
Good. Nicole, I know who you are. We've been connected for a few years now.
Yeah, it has been about 3, 4 years through Pierre. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like you to share who you are with the world, though.
Okay. That's a tough one. Um, but no, so everybody on social media or I guess in the entertainment world knows me as a comedian. I haven't been on stage lately, years. But yeah, I started off doing stand up, and then I started doing more comedy skits, which kind of led me into like movies. And I kind of backtracked off of getting on stage. But now with coronavirus, gosh, it's like I'm called to like I come up with jokes all the time. So I think I'm really gonna start getting back on stage way more than I was. So I am a comedian. I started out really young in the entertainment field, so I've always been here in the entertainment world, and I just like making people laugh. It comes naturally, so I think it's a gift curse.
It's definitely a gift. You are hilarious. Sometimes I
Right.
look at stuff and I'm like,
But it's like when you're trying to be serious with a guy and he's laughing at you, and you're like, "But I'd stop laughing. I'm serious," and he's just laughing because he just thinks you're so funny. You're like, "No, I want to break up," but so it is what it is.
yeah, I can get that too. But then you can laugh him into love too.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Because my personality probably won him over in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, my chair is so squeaky. Sorry.
You're good.
Now, okay, so you shared that you started off when you were young. I did see like a little, I don't remember if it was a video or if it was a photo of something
It
you did.
was a photo. So remember, it was just for me. It was just for me to perm, but then it was always natural, and a lot of people did always natural. And for like years, it was a family on the box, and so I
Mm,
was a little girl. And so some of the photos were just me, and then some was me and my mother, and then some was me and my mother, father. Of course, they were fake. She played on Dynasty, and I forgot what he played on, but yeah, always natural.
That's so cool. I
Hmm.
love to see that, especially with that because it's so safe when you're
Yeah.
doing hair products. You're
Hmm.
not getting into anything where you have to be left alone or anything like that. So after you did, your face was like, what?
Right, because there's so many secrets, but you
I
can't really
know,
divulge all.
I know. This is protect your kids,
Yeah,
people.
right, right. I mean, I never had the perm. I did use the products, but I never actually had the perm,
Yeah,
so those type of things.
yeah.
Hmm.
Look at you giving secrets.
I know, right? I ain't use the product. No, I use the
Right.
product, just not the perm.
Right. Actually, so my hair is supernatural. I tried it just for me, didn't do anything to it. So those relaxers are just that, light. They're not really
They're
gonna
not.
change their
I
texture.
mean, I think once you go natural, you realize after about a year, especially if you go to like Dominicans or somebody's really well, your hair pretty much is the same as it was without the perm. It's like, what did I get a perm
Exactly.
for? Exactly.
That's what my mom did. They put grease, water, and lotion in our hair. Boom. Goodbye.
Bye. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Add the, the water and the thing and just dip your brush in there and yep.
hmm
Where you
Yep.
grew up at?
So I was born in Indiana and then raised in Illinois. What about you?
Okay. Okay. I was born in New Jersey. A lot of
Oh
my people
yeah,
went to
Jersey. I
Indiana.
I remember that because my cousin he was from Jersey, so I can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
by Delaware, exit one. So I'm from the country part of Jersey.
Yeah, Delaware was different. We did an
Yeah.
East Coast tour.
She said different.
It was different. It was really different going to the gas stations and things like that because we
Yeah.
we did the tour, so we were on a bus
Hmm.
and we just stopped there. We were like, okay.
Yeah,
And
because in Jersey it's illegal to pump your gas, because it's hazardous to your health. And I thought that was always funny because it's like it's hazardous to my health to pump gas, but only Jersey recognizes that. So every other state I get to be in hazard. Like,
okay. And you know what? That is so true because even when I was younger, the gas used to like make me
hmm
super dizzy. It must have been stronger back then too.
I think it was, but Jersey gas is even cheaper. Like it's cheaper than here in Atlanta. Right. So I'm like, not only is the gas cheaper, you don't have to pump your own gas. You just sit in your car and somebody pumps it for you.
I miss those days back in. Hey, bring me a gas pump guy any day.
Right, right. Do I tip you? Oh, I don't tip you. Okay, great.
Right.
Mhm.
Once you did the just for me perm, so what did you do after that?
So I kept getting jobs that never came through. So, for example, Whoopi Goldberg was going to have her own talk show with kids, kind of like how Bill Cosby was. So I was casted for that as one of the Whoopi kids. Um,
I
my
remember that though.
right. So this is before cell phones. Okay. So I got the call. I did an interview. In my interview, I smashed it. And the guy who I interviewed with was Peter. Remember the white boy who was Rudy's best friend? He was pudgy on the
Oh
Cosby Show,
yeah,
right? So his
Peter.
dad was the casting director for the Cosby Show. So he really liked me, and he wanted me to come on as one of Rudy's friends. And it was like the episode with Alicia Keys and all of them. So
Mhm.
I actually got that job, and he called and left my brother the message, and my brother, he never told my mom. So, like, yes, I had that. I missed it. I got casted for the role, got the role, and yeah, before cell phones, So he makes it up though, still to the day. But
Good. He better make it up to this day.
right,
Because hey, look where Alicia Keys is.
right. So then I started getting more into music. I went to like Berkeley School of Music. I had singing groups after singing groups. Worked in a couple studios, did some songwriting. Went to college, and it was kind of like I didn't really want to pursue entertainment anymore because it was like I didn't see the stability in it, especially after I had my son. But this is like a moth to a flame industry. Like once you're in it, it's like you're always called back to it. So it's like I'll take my breaks or my hiatuses, and then next day I'll look up and I'm like, oh, back in the entertainment business again. So yeah.
That's so true. It's like you can never really get away.
hmm
And with me, my fear was the way that you go into the things people don't know because it looks so glamorous.
hmm
But when you're on set, it's not always the cleanest thing. Like, did you clean that makeup brush? You just put that lipstick on that girl. She got
Right.
bump on her lip. Don't touch me.
Right, right. Right. And then I mean, I started throwing parties as like a party promoter and our street team, and that was a good thing, bad thing. It was a good thing because it allowed me to be like in boss mode when I'm creating my own events. But it was a bad thing because it let me really see how much money was being made. And so I started making like 7,500 a night at the clubs. And so when I got into the comedy world, and it was like, okay, they really didn't want to pay the comedians. And I'm just counting the people in the audience. And I'm like, well, I know I brought 20 people and I know they paid this. And you want to give me $50? Like, whoa, I got to do my own events. So I had to really humble myself because it's such a pimp game. But it's this industry. It's not the rap world or the music world where you kind of create your own. And I always tell people the perfect example is if you go to the mall. If you go to the mall, you see Chris Brown or Tatiana, one of them singers or rappers, you know who they are. But if you go to the mall and you see somebody from like a Tyler Perry TV show, you don't know who they are.
Mhm,
Even if you see them in the Essence magazine, they have not been programmed into your mind. They program the TV show's names and the writers or the producers, but they don't really program the talent. So it's so different from the music industry where you have to sell yourself.
mhm.
And I think that's what made my social media and a lot of things just different because I knew I had to sell me. Nobody else was going to do it, not in the entertainment or like the actress world, acting world.
Mhm. That's true,
Hmm.
but you do really good in social media. It's like even if
Hmm.
you decide, okay, I'm gonna step back for a minute, as soon as you come back, people are all over your page.
Right, right. And I have to because my algorithm, um somehow I'm still like one of the top 10 comedians for social media in Georgia. So knowing that I can't like completely fall off like I want to, so I'll like my numbers will get down a little bit. I'll be like, oh, let me, and because I invite you tonight to one of my investment groups. I've been so entrenched into investing between like Bitcoin and buying the miners and just a
Mhm.
big investment project that I kind of got away from social media. So it's like now I'm having to pull myself back into social media and say, okay, you can still invest, but like just get your time right.
Let's talk about that a little bit because I did enjoy your meeting. And no, do you know I literally just logged out because I was like, how do I get out of here? I thought when you ended the program, then it would push me out, but it literally kept me.
Yeah, so what happened was a group of my friends, some of them were already doing investments, and this is when the market was good. Market sucks right now, but it's getting better. But they were doing like 50,000, $100,000, like options and stock trading, and I was like, oh, can I do this? So I got into the room when it was AMC, like right before AMC. And my portfolio shot up. I hit like almost 30,000. I was like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Then the market just crashed.
Oh no.
Um, but you learned while you were doing the stock market, you started learning more about the cryptocurrency market. So they called me the $25 player because I would find new coins and put $25 in them,
Mhm.
but they would be new projects. So it's a gamble. But I had one go up to like 1,300, one went to $750, one went to like six something. So that was my niche. It was finding those coins that would go from $25 to 1,300. Like who does that? But I was finding them. So um it's a different world. Cryptocurrency is like kind of like my part-time job because it's like when I want to do like go on vacation or whatever, I know I can always go into my crypto and pull the money out.
Okay, so how do people get involved in crypto then? Because I'll say probably in my early 20s,
Hmm.
I probably jumped in. I have a friend and her husband was doing really well when it came to it. But right before that, when I first moved to Georgia, I have people that lost a whole lot of money,
I
you know.
mean, it's like anything, and the biggest thing with the market is, and this is something that you don't learn till you're in it. You have to know your risk rewards. Like, what's your risk, and then also, crypto's crazy. So, like in the stock market, I can say 8%. If it goes past like 8%, 10%, I'm selling out the project. I don't want to be in it. The
Mm,
crypto world, though, your coin could go down 30, 40% next time and then be 110% the next day. So you got to have a little bit more rubber bandish, really know the team, the project. That's one of the things about crypto a lot of people don't understand. Most coins or each coin that you have is an actual project, meaning you have Ethereum. Ethereum's job was to process the transactions to go from one coin to another coin,
mm,
and you paid a gas fee for that. So, for example, if you wanted or Shiba Inu, you wanted to buy Shiba. Well, you could buy Shiba from the platform or like whoever you have say you have with Coinbase or whoever like that, but Ethereum is who's going to pay that gas for you to cross that bridge. So like when you go to another state, you have to have a bridge for you to go from one coin, you know what I'm saying? So
mm,
that's Ethereum's job. And so then you had like all these other companies underneath of Ethereum who their project might be just to make sure that the blockchain stays safe. Then you might have like a Polkadot. Their job is to speed up the process. And these are all teams of people who are like doing different coding and stuff. And they just happen to have their project labeled under a coin, but they're really a company. You see what I'm saying? So that's why
well,
that's why they always say when you invest in a coin, make sure that the coin has like a project behind them or they're actually doing something. One coin I really invested in, I kept telling everybody was Seek VR, and it's still doing good now for people who want to get into it. But it was an African American woman. and we don't have a lot of coins. And so just because I saw she was black, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna invest in her coin. And I got in it when it was probably like around 5 cents. And
Mhm.
I think I bought like 1,000 coins or something. Did I buy that? Anyway, long story short, I did my thing. I did the what, $25. I ended up putting more in it, probably about $40 more in it. But that coin got me all the way up to $800.
What?
Yeah. And so with her project, she was an astronaut. She works for Facebook. She does so much, but she wanted her own VR because she works with the Facebook Oculus, and she
Mhm.
wanted her own VR glasses, and she does like entertainment. So anyway, she has this whole project, and she just has a coin that goes with her VR. She has like Lady Gaga and all them behind her, and her project is, still backed by that coin. So that's what people don't understand about crypto. They just think it's a bunch of coins. They don't understand that each coin is actual business and it's a work. And you have rug pulls where people don't have a business, so you gotta always pay attention. But yeah.
Yeah, we have no idea. Like everything that you just said,
Hmm.
that's really deep. So we'll hear like Dogecoin,
Hmm.
and something happened, what was it, a year or so ago, where it went up and then all of a sudden people took money out and then it dropped. So we hear stuff like that, but as far as the research behind it,
Yeah. I mean, and that tells you about Americans, because like one time I did like a informal training, and I told them, like, when you think of the biggest coins per country. I think Japan was like Ethereum,
mhm,
and China was Solana or something like that. The United States, our biggest coin was Dogecoin, which is a meme coin, meaning that it has no work value. There's no team behind it, right? Now, the funny thing though, what people didn't understand about Dogecoin and Shiba coin and all these meme coins, which they call them like fake projects,
mhm.
Dogecoin is a replica of Bitcoin.
Yes, I've heard that.
So Shiba is a replica of Ethereum. So and it's really light years. If like people really wanted to adopt Dogecoin, they could actually adopt it as a replacement for Bitcoin. Would it ever happen? Probably not. But it just goes to show you, you know what I mean, the thing. But I mean, I always compare it to credit cards. Like, you might have a Visa card, you have a Discover card, you have an American Express card, you have a Diners card. You can have multiple coins. It's not going to be just one coin that's going to be the all for all coin, other than Bitcoin. So. Hmm.
How do people, so if people want to learn from you, do you like do a class or something like that? Or you,
No, so we do Sunday investments. That link that I sent you is open to anybody. And so we just do Sunday investment talks, and we just talk about, and it's not just me, it's a bunch of us, and we just speak on like our week. And we have millionaires in the group, people who are self-made, and they'll I listen a lot to them because this is what they do. A lot of them have properties, like a lot of different houses, real estate properties, rental properties. um so you kind of just get that knowledge, because us as minorities, we don't really hear those things, as far as like, this is a buyer's market, or this is a seller's market, or you should be paying this interest, you should go with this bank. Like, just a lot of little tips and things that they give you. And then even us investing and stuff, we went and bought 8 Bitcoin miners. And when we bought them, they were $8,000 a piece. Now they're like 15,000 a piece. But for
hmm,
me to have said 10 years ago, oh, I'm going to start a group and we're just going to go buy 8 to 10 miners that are like $8,000, and everybody's just going to put up. And I mean, it was like we all put up the money, was no problem. Now they want to invest in different properties, buy some houses,
that's
and they
cool.
want to buy like in groups, like they want to buy a street. So I mean, it's just, you have people out there who really want to do this stuff, and they've done it before. So yeah, it's a great group.
Okay, that's really cool. So what I'm gonna do is the link that you gave me,
Hmm.
is it okay for me to post
the,
that?
the second link, the one, the invite. Yeah,
Okay,
not the first link, the second one. Yeah. that
oh,
that that is fine for you to do that.
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, so what I was going to do, and maybe I would even come on here every now and then, because I wanted to start a podcast, but I was like, no. But I had a podcast, remember? So, but I want to do the podcast more of just crypto stocks. But then I was,
somebody does that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
mhm. Yeah, but I was like, I probably just go on other people's stuff, because I really don't. It was the editing for me. I'm good. I'm good.
Listen, it's so funny because I've been asked, "Do you edit?"
Mhm.
I'm authentic. Absolutely not. If I say it, I meant it. Even
Right,
if
right.
it so absolutely not. There is this one guy, I follow him and he does it. Now I don't when he says go out there and buy every single day he says go out there and buy
Right,
something.
right.
So like
Mm-mm.
literally I would be homeless.
Right, yeah.
But I think that having a female face out there, I think
Mhm.
that would be really good. And you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Right, right, right. Yeah. And that's the trick right there, the trick.
Know
Because
what you're talking about?
I mean, no, this is the thing. In real life, I work for a financial institution, so I cannot do certain things. There's only so much I can do because I work where I work. Yeah.
My sister, she works for yeah a firm
Yeah.
also, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Don't anybody buy anything without me approving it first." And I'm
Right.
like, "I'm not in your household."
Right, right. Look, I don't even do that. I'd be like, yo, I am not a financial advisor. This is just my advice. Don't sue me. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Hey, as long as you put that up there, you should
right.
be good. But I would always check with HR.
Right, exactly. Oh no, look, I can't do nothing. So yeah, so that's so that's the thing. So but it's a difference between me being an educator of
Mhm.
crypto and the stock market versus me telling people, "Hey, this stock, let's buy it. This stock, let's buy it. This stock, no." So, and that's what I try to really make sure I streamline away. Like today, how I was just showing you guys how to go through pancake swap to actually buy a coin. Well, in those situations, I'm not telling you guys to buy anything. I'm just showing you how to use all these different instruments with the wallets, so those type of things.
Yeah. I think you're really good. You sound like you know what you're talking about. I think that people should join that link and jump especially if you were able to get yourself up to $30,000.
hmm Yeah.
With the coins, they sound tricky.
Oh,
So
the coin, I've lost so much money with the coins. So, but that's the thing. That's why I do the instructions on how to move the coins, how to move the money, understanding the Ethereum gas fees, because that's what was killing me at the beginning. I was getting in a lot of Ethereum projects,
mhm,
and again, I would only pay $25 for the coin. And so
mhm,
everybody's like, oh, but again, like people who are in crypto know, yeah, she paid $25 for that coin, but at that time, she probably paid $130 or $75 for the Ethereum toll. So it was
mhm.
a $150 project for me. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy. But
The,
people won't understand that. It's like,
mm-mm,
they ask you for your money
mhm.
and connection to your bank and you hit go.
Right. And now, and Ethereum tell you, I mean, and that's why like those NFTs are so expensive because you'll see the NFTs now. I think Madonna just bought an NFT for $100,000, one of the ape coins or whatever. But I would have loved to see what the Ethereum cost was on that. I mean,
Mhm,
she had to spend probably like $3,000, $4,000 just to for the Ethereum, bridge. So yeah, it makes you stay in projects that you don't necessarily want to be in because you're like, it costs me more to get out this project than to sell the coin. So I'll just be in the coin because I'm not paying Ethereum's gas fee.
I don't get it. I'm still like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I'm very impressed,
Mhm.
but I still don't understand.
Right.
I
Well,
still don't get
okay. Again, I get think because I grew up in Jersey, but like you know how when you went to New Jersey or you go to New York, you had to pay that toll
No, I
to
get that.
go to the. Okay, all right. So
So
that's
I
all it
get
is.
that.
You just.
I get the Ethereum part. It
Mhm.
sounds like if you can buy into Ethereum, that's probably going to be really good because no matter what, they're making money.
They are. They are. So Ethereum is coming out with Ethereum 2, which should have been done. That's a whole nother conversation because I'm staking and I can't get out my staking until it's done. Yeah, you're like, what's
Stuff
that?
like that I'm
Right,
like, what are you talking
right,
about?
right. So with Ethereum, well, all coins, sometimes you're able to lock your coin into like their vault, and they'll give you extra interest to lock it up.
Hmm.
Right. So I did that with Ethereum, thinking that the Ethereum 2 would be done in like January.
Mhm.
We don't know when it's being done. So basically my Ethereum has been locked up for like over a year. And locked up means that I see I have all this money in Ethereum and I can't touch it. And I
Okay.
don't know when I can touch it until
Mm.
this Ethereum 2 is done. So you just got to be real careful about your staking projects and when you stake and knowing that they're going to let you out of it. But yeah, Ethereum at one point people were saying that Ethereum was going to be more than Bitcoin. I don't know so much if
Mm.
that's going to happen,
Mhm.
but the thing is a lot of projects, remember I was telling you like your polygons and all these projects, they were based off of Ethereum blockchain. So Ethereum's not going anywhere because there's too many projects that are based off of it, that are built off of, if that makes sense. Would
You
I
know.
mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
would
No.
would I invest everything into Ethereum? No. I would definitely probably do like if I was only gonna invest in like four coins like that, it'd probably be like Terra Luna, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. And again, that's not financial advice. But yeah, those four.
She's saying what she would do.
Exactly.
She don't know y'all like
It's
that.
not financial advice.
Right. So, listen, if you do a live class
Hmm.
or something like that, let me know, and then we can come on here and promote that so that people can
Yeah, definitely.
join. And then you can even, hey, you can use my YouTube platform.
Right.
Okay.
Right. No,
That's-
and I mean, like I said, I want to do more on YouTube and these different things. I just don't want to be my own. So again, I worked in studios. I worked for engineers, music engineers. And so because of that, I am so critical with sound. So
Mhm,
with my podcast, I would edit it and I would engineer it, and it would probably take me like maybe 3 hours to engineer my own stuff
mhm,
and do the editing and make sure like there was no sounds, no this, no that. And then, I was bringing in like everybody. So it was just really time consuming.
mhm.
Hmm.
It can be, even the back work. So people will see you come on here and they think that, oh, okay, well, this is just,
Yeah.
what it is. No,
Oh,
it's
no,
back
no.
work. Like
Yeah.
I have a whole book that,
Right. And
things
that's
that
even to get here, like our time schedule. And I mean, trust me.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's a lot to it. So I completely
Yeah.
get it. But if you ever get time to do it, I think that it would be cool. And I would love to come and then invite some individuals also that don't really know what they're
Yeah.
doing either.
Yeah.
So keep me posted on that.
I will
I
definitely.
would love to know. Okay, so going back to the entertainment world,
Hmm.
and this is, hey, I think this is kind of perfect because you mentioned that you come in and out of entertainment just like everybody else does,
Hmm.
because that is
Right.
something about stability
Hmm.
that, like what I asked my mom, I'm like, hey, can you come help me take care of these kids?
Right. 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 Right.
And literally, I was married, but it's something about it. When you're going on auditions and you don't know when that revenue is coming in,
Hmm.
you need.
I mean, that's what got me into investment because I was doing my movie and we were done the movie, and I realized I just didn't have the right. There was a lot of things I didn't have right, but the reason why it wasn't right is because I did not pay what I should have paid. I cut a lot of corners. Some corners I could afford to cut because of my relationships, but some corners you have to pay for, right? And so that was why I really wanted to go into investment because I wanted to be able to say, okay, I need $20,000 and I don't want to borrow it. I don't want to pay nobody back. I don't want this for tit for tat. No, I want it out of my own money that I can put into this project, pay my actors, pay my workers, and keep it moving. And so that was why I got into investing in the stock market. And I wish I would have listened or did it, of course, earlier. But I mean, time is what it is. It's time. I mean, like everything is done when it's supposed to be done. So
Mhm.
I can't, complain. But that's why I'm really doing the investment thing because I want to be able to invest in my own projects.
I love it. I love
Hmm.
it. Okay, tell me about, there was a project that you were doing at the same time that I was in the play
Hmm.
with Nakira. And I wanted to be on that project with you so bad. but the timelines they didn't coincide. Tell me about that project. Did you write it? What was it about, and where can we watch it?
Okay, so that we're gonna shoot it over, and I mean it actually looks good, but I want to shoot some scenes over because we actually had a really good cast. Everybody's willing to redo it. Um, it was based around my job, my real job, and I'm a fraud analyst investigator at a bank.
Mhm,
So one thing I saw was when it came to like credit card fraud, check fraud, and those different things, people really don't understand the intricacies of it, or
mhm,
like that these are like real gangs and this is real, like just the realness of it. And so what I wanted to do was create this storyline, like almost like a CSI, but just credit card fraud, check fraud. And
mhm.
so that was the basis behind the movie. And some of my friends, they were in. oh, Don't tell me what was the movie with
Set it off.
no the guy he just passed away.
Oh,
What's
I
his
know.
name?
Oh my gosh! Don't tell me
Yeah,
you know some of the people that did that. My friend directed the last movie he was in.
Black. What is it called?
Hold on one second.
Why am I tripping?
We call each other cousins. That's
Right.
so
I want
crazy.
to say X-Man, but it's not X-Man.
It's
I'm
not
tripping.
X-Men. Hold on one second. Oh,
Um,
let's see.
is it? But okay, so that movie.
Mhm,
Um, some of the guys who did the martial arts, and so they did the martial arts for my movie. And that really, I think, catapulted or set it apart because I had like real fighters in there, real fight scenes, and it just made it that much realer, because you do have all of this going on. So I really enjoyed that aspect. My mentor, who's Marilyn Gill, she actually was able to come on set with us the last day. And so that was major because I told the set, and this is, see, as actors and actors, you got to take your time to like listen and research. Listen and research.
mhm,
So I told them she was coming, and everybody came to set, and they were all cool, but I could tell like probably nobody really looked up who she was.
mhm.
And as she started, like, but halfway during the day, she started talking more to them. I think people's eyes started to open up, like, hold on, who is she again? And like now they're looking in their phones. And I'm like, dude, I told you like last week she was gonna be on set. And then they're like, oh wait, she was executive producer for the Monique show, for Roseanne's show, and for
Yeah.
TD Jakes. And yeah, that's what I
Yeah, she's
told
like
y'all.
everything I told you.
Right. I was like, I told y'all. But so it was good having her on set. She gave me a lot of pointers, and she actually directed like two scenes for me. I'm like, thank you, thank you. But yeah, so it was fun for her too. So I think that's the other thing is like what you learn when you get into this entertainment business. I went to LA and I was
Mhm,
in Hollywood, LA. And the thing I learned was again, it went back to for us the financing.
mhm.
Because a lot of them, they have the engineer, they have everything, right?
Yeah.
They have the financing, they don't have the connections. It's the opposite with us. We have the connections, but we don't have the financing.
Mhm,
So, because I remember like Oprah, it was a different show I'm doing that I have wrote and I'm planning out with the girls, the singing group, and Oprah got the script, and she really liked it, and that's how I actually got with Marilyn because Marilyn, it's a long thing, but that was her only black producer, and Denise. Oprah had two, so both of them were helping me on my project,
mhm,
and Oprah had asked about the project a couple times, and for the outside world, it's just like the fact that she asked about it. You can use her house, you can use different things. It's like, oh,
mhm.
in my world, I'm like, yeah, but I still gotta have the financing, you know. Um, but you start to learn that if you want to get something done, like Tyler Perry, you got to get it done. Like if you have the connects, you got to get it done. So it's like whether you're going to invest, you're going to pick up that second job, you're going to cut down on your expenses. Like maybe I don't need to get my hair done every week. Maybe my son doesn't need Jordans. Maybe he needs his own job if he wants Jordans. I mean, it's just like things you have to kind of like put into perspective when you're trying to get to that next level.
I completely agree. So, Ty, she calls herself Ty she did call herself Ty the writer, now is Ty the producer.
Hmm.
Ty is the one that did the movie. Oh my gosh, this is such a small world. It's absolutely crazy. So we have to connect you guys. Um, but she was saying the exact same thing when it came to financing. One thing that I think that we all need to kind of look at is when I started acting, I got paid like I think you mentioned $50 for doing something.
Hmm.
We were getting paid 50, 75, $150 to do small parts.
Hmm.
So when we did the play for free. I was the front and backstage manager, and I played in the play.
Right. Right. Right.
But the thing is that do you want the opportunity or not? So there are videographers that
Hmm.
will also do the same thing. So, and that's the thing I love about this connection that we have.
Hmm.
So Ricky, the person, one of the people that I met through you,
Hmm.
Ricky said, and I interviewed him. Man, he has some great paintings. He's done some wonderful art for me. That have
Hmm.
really touched some people, in my
Oh,
life. Yeah, which I really love. He said he has equipment.
okay.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Right.
So, over the pandemic, I wrote a short film, and that
Hmm.
was my thing. Okay, I have family members. Hello, everybody's playing a part.
Right. Exactly.
Children, you're getting in that water too. But my son-in-law is
Hmm.
a videographer,
Okay.
and he has been shooting for football teams
Hmm.
here. He went to Florida, shot, but he does a really great job. So
Okay.
we can reach out to people like that that
Hmm.
want the opportunity, that want to learn, and to have your name posted inside of a great film that
Hmm.
gives you a leg up.
Right. It does. I mean, it definitely does. And I think that the thing that makes Atlanta beautiful is that exact thing that you just said. We're able to create a team. I remember my best friend, she came down to visit me, and she is like one of the only people who work consistently as like a videographer. I guess that's the wrong name, but she does like all the major films, right?
Mhm,
But she's a female, so it's just like a male dominant role. But she's a female, so when she came down and was like looking at all the things I'm doing, she was just like so impressed that I knew everything. Wait, you know how to edit? You know how to produce? You know how to direct? You know how to you doing the casting? Like, because for her, all she had to ever do was worry about that camera,
mhm,
you know. And but that's the reality of being a small film versus being in the big league. And
mhm,
for us, it's hard for us to get into the big league. So with us doing small film, we have to learn how to work together and to make sure that it's the best that we're putting out there, because
mhm,
we don't have the budgets that they do. I can't just say, Francis, you're just going to be an actress. No, I got to say, hey, you're going to do actress. You're going to help me with casting. I might need you
get
to call
casting.
this person for me. I need you to make sure that the cash shows up on time. Did we order the food? Do we got interns? My interns, oh my gosh, I actually had a couple good interns from Clark Atlanta University. But I learned early that interns come and go. So I mean, it's just so many things again that we worry about that big other companies, they don't worry about. But we're in Atlanta, we can get it done. So
Mhm,
that's the mentality I've always liked about here. That's why I stayed here. I didn't go back to Jersey because that mentality of there's nothing that's going to stop us but yourself. You're the only person that's going to stop you. So,
yeah. So okay, so Ricky's in, you're in, I'm in. I have children. They're married. My son isn't married, but he has a girlfriend. So we
oh,
have a cast.
mhm.
You have a child, so we have a whole
We
cast.
got, yeah, we got. Look, but look, look, here it goes. But I'm being devil advocate. We have to be picky with our cast. So what I did, I paid Pierre to direct some of the scenes for the movie.
How expensive was that?
Oh gosh, it was expensive. It wasn't like he just gave me that homie discount, you know. I mean, he did, but not to that degree. But the big thing with him was I didn't have a casting call, and he could see. You know what I'm saying? So some people are like naturals, and then sometimes you, as a writer, you write. you write the role for that person.
Yeah.
So that negates a lot of stuff right there. But with him, and even on the projects, because I did the Steve, I mean, we did Kevin Hart. We did like 111 skits, and I was like his I was over everything. I mean, I did a lot of shit, a lot of stuff. I'm sorry. So, um, I forgot production manager basically is what my enrolled title was, and we had casting calls. We had this, and but he came from that world where everything was done to a T, A, B, C,
Right.
D, and which I really like because his training that I was able to take from him was training I probably wouldn't have got anywhere else. And I went to school for radio, TV, and film, so I definitely appreciate that.
And
Mm,
that's something I realized too. It's one thing to learn it in school, but when
mhm,
you're in the real world, it's done a little bit different too.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah, and
mhm.
I noticed even Pierre's setup is done a certain way. His lighting is done a
Oh
certain way.
yeah,
So
everything
he's
like that.
professional to the
He
T.
definitely everything like that. He from the scheme to the colors to everything has to be in order and a reason with him. And but that's how it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
So, and then with me being so flighty, I don't pay attention to details. So it was good for me to be around somebody like him who does pay attention to details. So I had to learn with myself. If I'm not going to pay attention to details, guess what? Somebody around me is paying attention to details.
Yeah.
Because wherever I'm weak, I had to make sure I had somebody there that could kind of take that. Yeah.
Hmm. That's
Hmm.
really good. That's good. And then we're always going to find a way, to well, not necessarily find a way, but we're always going to miss something because we're imperfect.
Right.
Especially if you don't have, that intern or
Hmm.
that front backstage manager.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's their job to miss what
Hmm.
you don't pick up.
Right. And see, my excuse always, I have narcolepsy, but the thing is, you still, even with me having narcolepsy, I can't always let that be my excuse. Again, I had to have people there. So that's why I always kind of get like, not offended, or I kind of get I cringe when people use like their disability or their handicap to say they can't do something
Who
because it's
you
like,
telling?
right.
Because I'm legally blind in my right eye,
Okay.
and most people don't know
Mhm.
because I don't let it defeat me.
Right, right.
Everything I do, I still want it to be perfect.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's not really your business unless I'm driving. Then I'm
Right.
going to tell you, you probably should stay away from me.
Right. But and that's the thing. And it's like I think you like myself, we have learned that in our culture, there's no such thing as a disability. Like
Figure
people
it
don't
out.
hear about like they're like, "Oh, that's everybody." It's really not. But I mean, but that's that's how they perceive things. So you have to learn how to just function like everybody else and keep it moving. Mhm.
Hmm. That's
Mhm.
right. And you do. That's what I
Mhm.
really love about you. It's like you are always on the go. You always doing something different.
Mhm.
I love that you keep your ideas flowing. If I say, hey girl, what are you doing this or whatever, then all of a sudden, honey, you didn't came out with a new show.
Right. Yeah, it's always something like you got to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving.
I love that. Tell me, if you don't mind, how did you start working with Pierre?
I opened up for him at a comedy club.
Okay.
And we kind of hit it off after that, and it was like we just hit it off. He just did a show last night in Delaware. He forgot to tell me because his thing is, you're from Jersey, and I'll be like, but I live exit one from Delaware. So anyway, my aunt and her friend, couple my friends, they all went to see him yesterday in the show.
Oh,
So he's
cool.
really funny. So yeah, he's became like my brother. He's like my brother. He's like definitely we're family. So it's a good relationship to have.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's very intelligent.
Yes, yes,
Very,
yes.
very well rounded. Well, that's very impressive. What do you have on the rise? I'm excited to hear.
I know, like I have so many things on the rise. It's me again, me doing it. So the biggest thing right now is my social media. I the reels that you see.
Mhm.
Um yeah. because Instagram really wants to push the reels. So they're like paying people to do it, right? And so that's one of the big things that I should be doing. I should be doing.
Mhm.
The other thing is I definitely want to start shooting the movie over again. So that's something on the horizon. And then the third thing is me probably just going back on stage.
Okay, cool.
So me just
So,
writing, get my material together, and um piecing jokes together. Cause like I was telling some of the girls at my job, like, everybody say they hate their job, they hate their job. And I was like, one of the things with me talking to fraudsters all the time, you don't know if you're talking to the fraudsters or the real customer, but I had this guy, $30,000 was taken like out of his checking account.
mhm.
And he's like, I'm like, did anybody else know your PIN number? Because they're all ATM transactions. I'm like, anybody else know your PIN number? It's like my wife and my son. You think your wife did it? Well, she could have. Where's your wife? She died in a shootout and off of South Central LA. Okay, well, when did this happen? Because you gotta be serious. So I'm like, well, when did this happen? This is like we're talking it's 2013. When did this happen? 1998. So she died in South Central LA in 1998. So she didn't do it. So I'm talking to him. He's in Arizona,
Mhm.
and then he's just like, yeah, I'm in Guantanamo Bay, and I'm like, yo, like, so what I've realized that you have to be extremely crazy to be rich. Like you're not
Oh,
rich because you're not crazy, but like people like Kanye, rich people are crazy. Okay, so that's why I'm broke.
it's tough getting to the top.
And man, I
And
mean,
we're not broke at all. We're
we're,
not broke.
we're not broke,
We're
but
just not where we want to be at.
I'm not where his crazy butt was. Okay, I mean, I would get customers who would be like, yeah, I was on a plane and the plane went down and everybody died but me. It crashed in the middle of the ocean. Even my dad was on it. And I'm like,
Um, oh,
they're lying. This
oh gosh.
right. You don't crash in the middle of the ocean and you're the only survivor. And but these is the type of people that I'm talking, and they're like real people and they got real money, but their mind is just it's not here. It's like it's in la la land. But that
They're
keeps
on hallucinogenics.
it keeps them functioning. So I mean, some people will call me a sun god when I talk to them. Oh, you're a sun god. And I'm like, no, I'm your advisor. No, you're a sun god. Okay, I'll be whatever you want me to be.
That is crazy.
So,
It sounds like a fun job though.
I mean, it can have I mean, the job in itself with the people and just the fraud part, yeah. I mean, because you're always thinking like the chips card. Remember how like people were stealing people's cards, so everybody went to chip so that people couldn't do a counterfeit card on you, a credit card. So, for example, you're in Georgia, and then you wake up and you see gas purchases on your card in California. Well, they were doing that because of the magnetic strip on the back. So when they went over to chip, it was supposed to stop all that, which it really did. It cut down a lot. But the Russian gangs who control like all of the the stuff that frauds us, they came out now with shimmers that can actually steal the chip cards. So now we're seeing chip transactions that are fraud, but it's because they were using these devices. And then I remember like I had some friends who worked at Hooters and they were telling me how like these guys came in there and was like, yo, every card you give me from a customer, I'll give you $50.
What?
And right, and they would give them like the little device and they skim the card and they'll sell on the black market. So
So
I'm
everything customer cards?
Yeah, so I have to look at all these trends and be like, okay, this is a trend, this is gang, this is this, like this ain't right. Like, I mean, when I tell you they have this thing called actually my Uber driver told me. I was telling my Uber driver something and she told me it's called hotbox. And she was like, the hotbox is when you just case somebody's mailbox enough to know their information to be able to like change, basically steal a person's identity. And
Mm,
so we were seeing that, but I didn't know it was like a street name for it. And that this is something that people were just doing. And like the Haitians, for example, not Haiti's not a bad place. Don't take it that way. But
mhm.
the Haitians have like an actual college that teaches them when they
Girl,
come
bye.
here in Miami, it teaches them how to do fraud. Okay.
Girl.
So son. So they they go to college, their college to learn how to do fraud better. And that's what I always tell my customers. It's like, yeah, you have a job, I have a job, they have a job too.
That is so. My sister is actually married to a Haitian, her child.
Okay. I have Haitian friends. I'm just saying these are not the regular
but
Haitians. But go
but
ahead.
it makes a lot of sense because even when he goes home,
Hmm.
he's from there. His father is from there. His mother
Hmm.
was from there. Their family is from there. But they have a certain way of doing things to make sure he gets to the house safely.
Hmm. 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 I
So
believe
that
it.
makes a lot of sense. Like it sounds like
Yeah.
it's pretty, it's dangerous all around.
It's corrupt. I mean, it's corrupt everywhere, but yeah. So it's like the Russian gangs rule all of the actual patents and stuff like that. But then like the Mexican, Haitian gangs and all them, they're the ones who use that. And then, because I mean, like I said, when I got into fraud, I thought where I'm from, Jersey, New York would be just horrible. Heck no, it's Florida, Texas,
Mhm.
California, anywhere where you got a lot of people from the island, it's hot. In South Mexico, that's where the fraud is.
And it's really crazy that
Hmm.
we've got into this because so I was in my last two classes
Hmm.
for criminal justice, and I started hearing about cybercrime, and
Hmm.
that brought me to technology. And I went and got my master's in technology. You remember because I
Okay.
was like, "Girl,
Yeah.
I'm trying to finish school."
Right.
But it's actually crazy, and it's still mind-boggling that because being from Indiana and Chicago, you know the kind of people that are out there, but they're not white collar crime people. So
Right.
that's why it's mind boggling because are you crazy?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
you
I
know, we're-
saw one time I had a case where it was like all the cars that were coming through. I just started peeping like there was like a test transaction on all these cards for like 10 cents or a dollar at a random two 7-Elevens in California. And so, I mean, after I saw it for a while, we put everything together. And yeah, like it was a Mexican gang had kind of figured out how to run numbers and they would test it at these 7-Elevens. Once it went through, they put it on dark web and just sell the card. So it was, but it's just like again, it's so much stuff that you see. It's always they're always reinventing themselves. So that's why, like on the fraud side, we have to. It really sucks for me for dating
Mhm.
because it's like I don't believe nothing nobody says because
Right.
because I've talked to so many people who I just knew they were the customer or I knew they were my person, and then after I get they get mad or something, and it'll hit me like this is the criminal,
Mhm.
and then I'll ask them something and they'll hang up on me or I'll just call them out,
Mhm.
but I just knew it was my person, but
Mhm.
then it wasn't. I was talking to the fraudster. Hmm.
That's crazy. Girl, I don't
Hmm.
know. So I don't know that I could do your job.
Right, you be
And it's
like.
really it's funny that so you go from comedian to extremely serious.
Yeah, and that was the joke. The joke was I got on stage to forget about because I was getting into the part where I started learning how to code and do those different things for like the strategy of the cards. So I needed. I'm so used to being like a nerd. To get on stage was my way of dumbing down. And I don't know if you remember my content at the beginning was very 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 just X-rated. So, but I had to go there because, like I said, my job was so stressful. When I got on stage, I started because this is professional, but my first joke was like, I don't like big, not because it's big. I just got a little, you know what I mean? And that was like my joke. That's how I started my comedy out, you know. So,
It's funny that you said that because even when you started posting things
mhm,
and you were like, hey, you know,
mhm.
you want to repost this, and some of the so I was like, oh yeah, girl, and then I was like, oh, oh.
Right. But look, as my page got bigger, and this is another reason why I got off of social media so much, and I again, like I'm pulling myself back on it. Instagram monitors the heck out of people with followers. Okay, so it was like it was little stuff I would post. they would be like, "You gotta take it down," or
Oh
this is
wow.
offensive. Like you know how I used to always pick the when I was like into my weight loss mode, I would post pictures of like skinny fat because to me it was like my motivation for myself. So like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you can do it, just keep doing it. They
Mm-hmm.
said I was the last post I posted like that. They said I was fat shaming.
Oh no.
Yeah, I said, but it's me.
No,
It's me.
I wonder, I wonder about some of that stuff because some people are always getting kicked off.
Yeah. I mean, they don't kick me off. They just remove the picture. They remove it,
Mm,
and so they was like, and they'll tell you why, like I was fat shaming. But like even the CDC, remember when coronavirus first hit, and I was telling all you guys, I was like, go buy the N95 mask.
mm-hmm.
Don't listen to what they say about covering with anything. Go buy your N95 and keep it moving. They flagged that because they said the CDC said you could wear any kind of mask.
And that's all we use now. Well, that's all I use.
Well, now the CDC recommends N95, but at that time they weren't. So I got flagged because the CDC didn't recommend it. So it was just like, are you? Yeah. So they're that picky with me. Like
Mm.
everything I post, it's like,
You're
is
a
that
comedian,
factual?
so yeah.
Right. Right. But what I had to understand was when I went to other comedian pages, like especially female comedians, it
Mhm,
wasn't a lot of them doing product endorsements. And so I think that was the kicker because I was doing product endorsements for like tummy tea and for the brows and for the different hand lotions and stuff. Because I have all this coming in, my page has to fit the criteria because you know how they put on there and sponsored with whatever, they go show you who basically gave me money to do this
mm,
project. A
mhm,
lot of people aren't doing that. So because I think that's why they're so nitpicky with me.
mhm.
Hmm.
I get that. You know what I would love to see?
Hmm.
I would love to see you and other female comedians from Georgia do a show. Now that everything is opening back up.
Yeah. I don't know. Look here, go, yeah, I don't know. I don't, and I say I don't know because again, I haven't been on stage,
Mm-hmm.
so it would be really. I mean, it could be done. It's not saying that it couldn't be done, but it'll be a situation of just to see where everybody is. Like, where's Jen at? Where's Kiana? Where's you know what I mean? Because everybody has projects and things that they're working on themselves.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. Well,
yeah, but it could be done.
keep me posted. I know you can do it. I know you can gather the gals.
Right. Gather the girls, at least for something. But yeah. But no, I enjoyed having this conversation with you. It's been a long time coming. And so I'll definitely keep you to verse with the crypto.
Please do.
Um yeah, we'll definitely do something because we need more of that in our community.
Hmm.
And again, like I said, I didn't realize my friends were making that much money off of it until I started talking about what I. They're like, "Oh yeah, well I made 50. I did this." I'm like, "Yo, nobody wanted to tell me." Well, you were so into comedy and the skits, we didn't think you wanted to be bothered. Who don't want to bother with money? So
Okay. Yeah, and education. Who?
right,
Who?
right,
No, continue
exactly.
to educate me. And then the Instagram groups that you used to put together, please put them back together.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
It's time. Also, we will start talking about working on the projects together.
Hmm.
And then so okay, you grab Pierre because that's your that's your voice.
Right, right, right. Yeah, he's bi-coastal right now. Like he's in LA, he's here. I'm like, gosh, yo. But yeah, I'll talk to
Okay.
him.
Yeah, yes. I do have a short film, like I was telling Ricky, I have a short film that I wrote. Your film that you're going to reshoot, I
Hmm.
would love to be a part of that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I am open now. So,
Shoot me an email with everything we discussed.
okay.
So I don't get sidetracked. And
Okay.
we'll make it work. We'll make it
Yeah,
work.
let's do that. And then remember, I have a son-in-law that,
Yeah, put that on the email.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's important. That is a
That's
filmographer, that's
definitely
important. So
important.
yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Well, I know that you have many things to do so that you can prepare for the rest of your week.
Yeah, tomorrow's trading. So yeah.
Yeah. So
I get to
thank you.
trade.
Thank
You're
you so much.
welcome.
I really, really enjoyed this. You are the coolest girl. So it
So
it
are
was
you.
thank you. Yep. It's been a definite pleasure. And Can't wait to have you back when you do your lives. Let me know. I'm on.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Well, you
you,
have a good
Nicole.
one.
You
You're
too.
welcome. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.